Okay, so here's the next question for the problem of the day, that is solving questions with brain power. Okay, so it's a basically, if you read the question, you will basically get that it's a DP question. Okay, it's like a 0-1 knapsack problem. Okay, like choose it or skip it. Okay, so this is like a simple DP question, because in DP you always have to like pick and non-pick. Okay, that so DP question are like that only. Okay, so it's simply a DP question. Okay, so basically what question is saying, if I explain you with this example. Okay, so sorry. So this is the question, that is simply example. So these are the questions that will be given, and this is a 2D array. Okay, and here two things are given in a array. Okay, that is here this is called points, and this is called brain power. Okay, this 2 is brain power and 3 is points. Okay, so what this question is saying, that if you will solve the, so this is a question number 0. So if you solve this question, then you will get 3 points. Okay, and you will get 2 brain power, that is 2, you will get 2 cost. What this 2 means, that you have to skip next 2 question. Okay, that is these 2. Okay, then you can only solve this question. Okay, so if you basically thought to skip it, okay, if you just skip it, okay, you can skip, then you have to solve this question, then you will solve this question, and then you have to then you will get 4 points, and then you have to skip next 3 question, that is 1 and 2, and third is not. So basically this will end. Okay, so this is how this question is. Okay, so let's just understand little bit more. Okay, so let's just take this example. Okay, so I have taken this example. Okay, so that's the same question here also. Okay, this. Okay, so let's understand this question, how this output has come as 5. Okay, so basically you understand the basic question, what the question is saying. Okay, so let's just take. Okay, so let's just take, if we, what we have to do, we have to choose or skip. Okay, what we have to do, we have to choose a question or skip a question. Okay, so if we just, let's just choose this first question. Okay, so if we try to choose it, okay, then this let's just, we have chosen. Okay, so let's just move this here and move this in center. Okay, so we have choose this question to solve it. Okay, so if we have choose it, basically we will have 2 choices. Okay, first we can choose it or skip it. So if we have chosen it, then we can simply then we can have this thing, that we can skip next to brain power, that is brain power is this 2, then we can skip next 2 question. Okay, then we can move to this question. Okay, directly last. Okay, so if you will say that we have chosen it, then so let's just make a skip also. Okay, so let's just we have skipped this, then we have if we have skipped this, then we have the next choice, that is 4,3. Okay, so that will, then we can choose this 4,3. Okay, so if we have chosen, let's just move here first here, if we have chosen this 3,2 as the question to solve, then we have 2 choices. Okay, basically first we have to skip these 2, then we can simply move here. Okay, we can solve this question, then we will solve this question, that is 2,5. Okay, so simply we will solve this question, and if you will see that so after this 4,3, we have chosen to solve this 4,3 in this when we have skipped this first question, then we have to solve this 4,3. Okay, so to solve this 4,3, then we have to skip if you see its brain power, that is 3, then we have to skip next 3 question, that is simply we will come at end, that is simply we will have we will left with no question. Then if you calculate here score, okay, that is maximum score, then here you have to add both these points, okay, of this, that is 3, and this question 2. So simply the answer would be 5. Okay, and here the answer is 4. So these are the answers that are framing. Okay, so that's why we have to choose all this maximum of these 2. So simply the answer is 5, because the maximum score is 5. So that's how these things are working. Okay, so for every question we have the thing that we can skip it or choose it. If we want to choose it, then we have to skip next number of brain power that is given, that is here 2 or 3. Okay, next number of that question. Okay, that's the main thing. So if you think of like brute force solution, that will simply be like first we are going to choose the points. Okay, so points would be simply questions. If I write the brute force questions, okay, okay, so questions, and that will simply be I and 0. Okay, so it will be simply point and brain power, or you can simply say let's just say brain power, that's the name. Okay, so that will simply that, let's just copy it. Okay, so that will simply this question I1. Okay, so simply points will be this, brain power will be this. So brute force will be like simply what will do, basically this will be brute force will be recursively solved. Okay, so if the function name is like let's just function name is backtrack, that will simply choose the index. Okay, so that will take the I. Okay, so simply if you see then points will be this and brain power will be this, then simply uh, we will have two variables, that is choose, that will be simply, if we want to choose this, then we can simply say we will add points plus, next we will move on backtrack. We will again call backtrack, we will this time we will call I plus brain power, that is we will skip plus 1 because basically it is 0 index. Okay, so simply if we want to skip, then we have to add also plus 1. So simply we will, if we choose this, okay, if we have chosen this question, then simply we have to add this point and backtrack. Okay, then simply what we'll do, if we want to skip, then simply we will write I or you can say backtrack I plus 1. Okay, so simply we have skipped the this. Okay, then the answer would be simply max of these. Okay, so we can simply return max of choose and skip. Okay, so because we have to return the max. Okay, so value will be max. Okay, so simply this is how this will work. Simply we will start with 0 index. Okay, so simply we will give in main function backtrack 0, then simply we will start from 0. Okay, that question 0 and the first question. Okay, then simply this is the basic brute force or backtrack or you can say recursive approach for this question. Okay, but simply this will give a bigger basically you can say runtime error. Okay, because this time complexity would be high, because it will check for every value. If you know the basically DP, if you have studied, then you know that if we go on the recursive, then it check for every, okay, uh, every time the n total number of question. Okay, so to minimize this, we can simply take a DP array. Okay, then simply we can store this dpi equals to, you know that simply that will simply get if we can simply say if dpi not equals to 0, we can simply return dp of I. Okay, so simply this will how this will work, and in this one more minor change would be there. Simply we can take this dp array and we can store this. Okay, and then we can return this dp of I. So simply this is like memoization. Okay, so simply what we will do, we will memorize this with dp array. Okay, so simply we can memorize this with the dp array and the answer would be this. Okay, one thing I've basically not told you that that was a mistake, because like whenever we solve this backtracking or this problem, so I have not just told you the main thing, that is base case. Okay, so let's just simply write the base case. Base case would be simply if I is greater than equals to n. Okay, so simply if it is greater than equals to, simply we will return. Okay, so we will simply return, okay, return 0. Okay, so let's just return 0. So that's the thing. Okay, so this is the base case. I have not just told you, basically I forgot, so that's okay. So whenever this array will end, this or 2D array will end, this will give the result. So this is memorization of the recursive approach. Basically we can also do this in iterative approach with DP array. Okay, so simply that will be like the same thing. The code would be like same, just we have to use the loop. Okay, let's just remove some things. So we can take points, okay, and brain power, and we can say if this DP this, then we have to choose points this, backtrack this, basically because in DP whenever we use dynamic programming iteratively, we use bottom up approach. So simply the loop, we have to use the loop that is for that will simply start from last value to 0. Okay, so simply this will be start from this. Okay, so simply that will start from this, and we can simply say uh, and this will also be removed. Okay, so we are changing this code in DP. Okay, then we can simply say this also. Okay, so this also need not, basically you can say this this thing will not contain backtrack, this will simply contain DP. Okay, we will get the answer from the DP array. Okay, so this is, we can simply say this this is so long, we can simply write here next index. Okay, and we can write next index here, we can basically initialize it, we can say minimum because of n, and this I plus, because if we start from last, it can simply, whenever we I plus brain power plus 1, it can simply get out of bound. So simply we will take minimum of this. Okay, so if it is out of 1, then simply this DP array would return 0, because at last the n at n the it will contain simply 0. Okay, then simply add skip also, this will simply contain this DP. Okay, and we can simply say this DPI, and we can simply at last we can return DP 0. Okay, because it the array would form like this, the first element will contain always max. Okay, so that's the code how this will work, and I will provide you the code in GitHub, basically Leetcode also, and basically I will explain you the code in Leetcode and provide you the code. Okay, so here's the question. I have written the DP approach. Okay, so we have first initialize the n, that is question size. Then we have initialize the DP array. Okay, that will simply contain 0 at first. Then we will start from last. I've told you. First we will calculate points I, brain power I. Okay, then we will calculate next index. Okay, if we have to solve this question, then we will say simply solve points I plus DP next index. Okay, then simply if we want to skip, then we will simply skip with DPI plus 1. Then simply we will say DPI max solve skip. Okay, then max of it will simply store the max, and then at last we will simply return DP 0. You can submit it. So yeah, it's, and if you see time complexity, it's time complexity big of n, because we are iterating in once. Okay, so simply, and space complexity is also big of n, because we are using DP array. Okay, so that's the code.